Hey, boy.
Hey, how we doing tonight?
What you up to?
Nothing much. Just relaxing, drinking my water. You ready to get started? Huh?
Where you been all week? Ain't seen you.
Oh man. Oh, I had a busy week, man. I took off work. Wife's birthday. We went to Epic Waters. We went to Waco.
It was CC's birthday?
Yeah, we went to
Oh,
that Magnolia restaurant in Waco. We went to the Waco Zoo. Took in some Waco sites. Like we went to Epic Water. We had a birthday.
yeah,
Um,
don't want to invite nobody?
I don't know. She not to blame you, honey. Just in case you watch this, like she's like, excuse me, like I know she's gonna say like we have a baby shower to do. That we're still trying to get ready for it. It's just been a busy old week for me. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah. Anyways, welcome everybody back to a lovely edition of that Big Beefa Show. I am JP, and with me right now is that our captain of our boat, Mr. Shane Rollins. How you feeling?
Shazam!
Feeling better? Got the groove
Yeah,
back?
yeah. No, as far as being sick, that really only lasted Monday night. After that, I was fine.
Okay. I got
Lost
two.
some weight. I lost some weight from it, so that was a good thing.
How much?
5 pounds.
Damn. Damn, man. Man, that's some
Yeah.
weight right there. All right. Oh, by the way, side note for anyone tells you, we were at my in-laws' house, and my little boy likes to pull the scale out and jump on the scale and play with it and everything. He weighs 25 pounds, a couple ounces, and here comes Dad. Me, here it comes. Let Daddy get on it. Boop boop boop. 254. I'm sorry, 264 pounds. Here comes Pawpaw. See what Pawpaw weighs. Pawpaw, 220 something pounds, something like that. Big old laugh. Everyone laughing at me. I'm laughing at me. He's busting the gut. I weigh 40 more pounds more than he does. I'm like, God dang, man. I thought I was lighter than him too somehow in my mind, but I weigh 40 more pounds more than him. So I'm there. He's laughing. He's busting the gut. Saying all I can do is shake my head like, yep. Wife's over there shaking her head at me, and like, oh Lord. Mother-in-law's just like, God dang, man. I'm gonna go sit down now. Watch the rest of the game. But yeah, that's a heartbreaker right there, Shay.
Did you still eat dinner after it was done? Did you still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
still gonna eat.
Nobody,
Still,
nobody was
still
poking
gonna eat.
thing.
Yeah. There was a Cowboys game. There was it was a busy old week for me. I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to do no podcast or no projects or nothing. I was just so busy with everything else.
Yeah, I noticed today was the first JP's what I've heard in a while.
Man, at least 4 days. But like I said, I've just been so busy trying to do other things. And my brother-in-law is getting his master's degree in something. I forgot. I forgot what it was. But
I thought you said it was like mental health or something like that.
something with that. Yeah. So, and I can't tell him half the shit that I do and think of because, like I said, he'll probably think I'm crazy myself. So I can't tell him the stuff we do. He'll probably think something's wrong with us. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, I got two things for you tonight. Which one you want? You want to do my original one or the one that came up afterwards?
Have you written this shit down? Or are you going to forget?
No, I had one plan, then this one popped up. So I think each one might take 30 minutes, one might take 15 minutes.
All right, let's start with the 15-minute one first.
15-minute one.
Goes.
Did you hear the rumor that Jonah Hill might be playing one of Batman's villains in the upcoming movie?
Yeah, somebody had posted a link about that. So they said it was a villain.
And people were, possibly a villain.
I was thinking, but I saw a photo of him like where he hadn't shaved, and I was like, he also kind of looks like Bullock.
Yeah.
Like,
so there was the Twitter feed was buzzing. They were saying like, what if it's not a villain? What if it's like you said, Webb is a good guy, a hero. Like you said, there's Bullock. I thought he looked more like Commissioner Gordon, but he'd be way too young for a Commissioner.
No, that's cast a black guy to play Commissioner Gordon.
I saw that too. So people are saying like, no, he'd be a perfect penguin, but you would think they would lead away from your, you know,
Guys we've already seen before.
yeah. But like, what else? What else could there possibly be that he could play?
Oh, Mothman, Heatwave, Firefly.
Good
Oh,
villains.
Mad
Good,
Hatter.
good.
Be the Mad Hatter. Oh,
Okay.
the
Yeah,
ventriloquist, the guy with the little dummy. He could be the ventriloquist.
that'd be good. Oh, I would love to see that one. With
He,
I'd love to see that.
if
People
they
would like it, but
if they're wanting to go really dark, he could be Professor Pig and like wear the pig mask with the chainsaw and shit.
that'd be a good one. They said they wanted to go darker, right?
That would be about
That'd be a good one.
as
But
dark as.
isn't that dude supposed to be like really tall? I
Okay,
guess.
he could also play the Calendar Man. The Calendar Man was a little chubby.
I've never seen a calendar, man.
The Calendar Man, his thing was he killed somebody every holiday, and Batman couldn't figure out who it was.
Oh shit!
He finally figured it out, but it took him like this big old huge graphic novel over the course of a year. It's like one holiday somebody was hung, and there's always like little clues around, but Batman, it took him a long time to figure it out.
You remember birthday man, birthday kid?
Yes, yeah, I remember you sharing that with me.
That was a big dude. All it was a guy with a paper bag over his face.
Well, now it was bad. Whatever it was.
But it looked mean though. He's a big old dude with a knife. He just goes to someone's birthday party and just.
Well, supposedly J.J. Abrams is involved in the DC Universe movies now.
No, wrong. It was a Spider-Man comic. Him and his son. Okay, off track real quick. I picked up the comic book with it says J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams and a young lady's name on it, but it has his name and his son's name on it, and in the back it tells a story about it, and it talked about how they've been trying to make J.J. help out with comics for a long time. To me, Shane, it seems like your son likes Spider-Man. I'm a director. Let's plant the seed right now, so later on, maybe they'll let me do a Spider-Man movie. And guess who I'll get to play Spider-Man? Does not seem that way to you? Like, people said, no, it's not that way. No, come on.
Well, the thing, here's the other side of that coin. If he's a producer or he's a director, then he knows like the type of person you have to cast. So he'll know whether or not his son can really cut it. Like he'll know.
Shane, no, it's like these parents who put their kids, these coaches put their kids back at quarterback. No, my son's always a quarterback. Yep, my son's a quarterback. Yeah, JJ might be in that same mindset, and he could pay for that. He could pay for that training. All right, son, you're gonna take gymnastics, powerlifting, training. He can get him ready for that role.
Well, we'll see. I know that they were talking about since Batman's a younger actor now,
mm-hmm.
they're gonna recast Superman too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They've been saying Henry Cavill's out for like the last year, and
I don't know why. But I don't know why they're waiting so long in between to make these movies. Marvel was knocking them out. At least they had a plan. DC is still trying to get that formula together.
Like Joker is set in a whole different universe, and then the next movie will be Harley Quinn, and that has the Jared Leto Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two different Jokers now. There's two different Batman. They're going to have two different Superman. You're kind of starting to worry. You got to worry about diluting the brand a little bit there. I mean,
and they're making that Red Sun Superman animated movie. They're making that.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope that's good.
If it follows the comic book, just like the comic book, it'd be good. If it follows, just don't change shit. Just follow the comic book.
I don't know if they can add everything in the comic book. I could see, like the Batman part would be like a real quick one.
No, that's got to be like 15 minutes. I want to see
that'll be the big part of the story. Well, so they'll probably make Batman a big part of the story. But really, after the Batman fight in Red Sun, the storyline, it's kind of like, that was the one guy that was interesting. And after that, it's just kind of like, well, fuck, Superman can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, that's when you had that epic battle scene where Luther finds the Green Lantern.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, and he's able to both. That shows you how smart fucking Lex Luthor is. He took a Power Lantern and he fucking made multiple rings.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck, man. Like he did that. You know,
Yeah.
he's not supposed to do that, but
Right.
he did it. I remember in the comic book, he was married to Lois Lane. I hope I'm not spoiling it for no one watching the show. Sorry, spoilers. But he was married to Lois Lane, and Lois Lane walked in on him, and he was just watching TV. And she says, "What are you doing?" I just figured out that I don't know how to read lips, so I'm just learning how to read lips, and that's all he was doing. You know.
Yeah. So, just for the listeners out there, we're talking about a graphic novel. The premise is that Superman is born, he crash lands in Russia instead of crash landing in Kansas.
Yep.
And it's like communist Russia. So he's raised on a commune farm, and he ends up drinking the communist Kool-Aid, thinking that that's, truth, justice, and the comrade way, and or the Soviet way. And so he ends up, through a series of events, he ends up becoming the leader, the ruler, like he takes over for Stalin. And then it becomes like this really crushingly, like if you get out of line, he fucking lobotomizes you and makes you.
Oh yeah, I remember like every kid had a hobby. Everyone was a member of society.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
no one was a slacker in Russia.
Right.
Nobody.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like until Lex ran for office, like Russia was kicking America's ass, and then Lex like became the president, balanced the budget, started making success. But apparently, all of it was fraud. Like he was just everything was a scam.
Yeah,
but,
everything was a setup for him to take on Batman. Like always, everything was a setup to take on Batman. I mean Superman.
Yeah.
Everything was set up. They went to Batman. No, Lex went to Batman because he thought he could take him on.
Yeah, no, that was one of the old KGB guys.
Was it KGB?
Yeah, it was one of the Russian guys. He wanted Batman. He said, "You're the only guy." So Batman like started showing up, and he started doing like anti-government shit. And
that's right. I'm sorry.
KGB guy was like, "You're the only person that's been able to elude him so far." And so Batman like takes a swig of whiskey, and he's like, "I'll kill him," but or something like that. And but then I'm coming after you next, is what he said. And it was the guy that killed his parents. It was the same KGB guy. And he almost had him, but Wonder Woman showed up and fucked it all up. So
yeah, I don't know why she poked. Why I don't know. I can't remember why she poked her nose in it. Why she?
Well, actually, Batman she was the bait. Batman trapped Wonder Woman, and she was able to break out of the. She was able to break the lasso. He didn't think she could break the lasso of truth, but spoiler, she did.
But he had Superman on the ropes because he used red lamps.
Yeah.
That blocked that absorbed yellow. I can't remember how it goes, but he used special lamps that drained his power. And
then he put those spiked knuckles on and just bam right in the face.
Beating the shit out of him. But Batman didn't go out like that though. He wasn't
me. Well, and Superman was like, I'm gonna just cut that little piece of your brain away that makes you misbehave, and Batman's like, nope. Click. I'm out.
I'm out.
Yep. Batman out. He's like, Batman over.
So,
over
but in the Spider-Man one, you want me to spoil a little bit for you?
Yeah, I'm not going to read it.
Okay, well, spoiler for anyone who haven't read the J.J. Abrams Spider-Man. I'm going to spoil it right now. I'll allow it for you. It's the first issue anyway. Mary Jane dies.
God damn it, man. Right off the fucking bat.
Mary Jane dies. Spider-Man loses a hand. He loses an arm. So he has a hook now. And his son. So Peter Parker loses an arm. He can't be Spider-Man no more because he has to watch his son, and he's a pussy now. And I forgot what's going with that. So Mary Jane dies. He can't be a hero. Lost an arm. His son. It's like 20 or 17 years later. His son is a teenager now. He's not a bully in school, but shit you know how it goes. Shit happens. One day he's going home. He pulls on the door. His hands are stuck to the door, and he fucking pulls the doorknob. The door off the hinges, and that's where you're at right now.
John, I want you to take that issue. I want you to run it through a shredder.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take the shreddings and put them in a little ceramic bowl. And I want you to take that ceramic bowl, and I want you to get one of those little pastel grinders, and grind that shit down to a fine powder. And once you got it down to a fine powder, I want you to roll it up into a little piece of paper, make it look like a blunt. And I want you to take it outside. I want you to put a fuse to it. I want you to light that fuse, watch it burn, and I want you to back your car up and over it until those flakes are gone.
God damn.
That's what I want you to do with that shit.
They did it. It seems like I said, it's J.J. Abrams and his son. It seems like the story flowed correctly. It's just like a here and there, like you feel like they skipped something. Oh, by the way, Aunt May knows about Spider-Man. Peter being Spider-Man. So when Ben Parker, his son,
Which Ant-Man is it? Paul Rudd or is this Scott Lang or Hank Pym?
What?
You said Ant-Man.
Aunt May.
Oh, Aunt May.
She's still alive. Yeah, she's still alive.
Like Ant-Man. I was like, what the fuck's Ant-Man got to do with this
She's
shit?
still alive. Yeah. Aunt May's still alive.
Oh, my bad.
So, but Peter Parker's never home. He's always out. He stays away from home. He just want to be around his son and shit like the typical shit like that. But Aunt May wakes up. Ben's screaming. He's on a fucking ceiling like, what's going on? And Aunt May's all fucking calm like, come with me. You need to spend some time in the attic. And she sends him up to the attic. That's what got me was she tells him, look under the floorboards, but doesn't tell him where to look under the floorboards. She says, look under the floorboards. And that's when she finds pictures of Parker and Mary Jane and Spider-Man outfit. But yeah, so
how far in the future is this?
Oh, what's that damn comic at? I want to say it said 17 years.
17 years later.
17 or 15 years. I can't remember. So he's in high school already. So
what are they going to do? What are they going to do with Spider-Man 2099 when it actually is 2099?
Shane, I don't know, Shane. The 29. How old would we be, Shane? How old we're going to be? 2099.
We'll be dead. I mean, we'll be dead.
Can you do the math on that?
It's 110. We'll be 110, 106, 106.
Yep. We'll see what happens. It's 29.
106. We can do it. We can do it.
They do make the 2099 man, Shane. The price of comics, Shane. When did they go up?
Well, they're not $3.99 anymore.
Hell no, that Spider-Man comic was like $4.50. $5.50. $5.50 for that one comic.
That's not good.
Well, and that's the thing that got me too is I wasn't irritated. I understand this business, but I walk in there, I buy the comic, I look behind the counter like, oh, look at those different covers. Oh yeah, we always pull them out, and like, oh, so what's that one? Oh, that's 20, 20, and 40. Like, so you don't leave them out for customers? No, we make take them out. We know they're worth something, so we put them out for profit. I'm like, well, but like you said, Shane, didn't we always say that they don't make money off of comic books? They don't make no money.
Yeah,
it's all about the memorabilia.
Yeah, they have to sell the merch. They mark the shit up out of that. That's where they get their money.
But $5.50 for one comic. I bought. Let's see. Oh, and Miles Morales has his own comic book now too. He has a 10th issue. And okay, so what I bought was that Spider-Man, the J.J. Abrams Spider-Man, and I bought Absolute Carnage with Miles Morales. So apparently Carnage is like fucking running wild. The symbiote's just fucking crazy right now. So
yeah, it goes.
Huh?
Remember, we were kids. It was Maximum Carnage.
Yeah,
now it's Absolute Carnage.
Yeah. So yeah, but when I walked in there, saying my mind was blown. Like, oh my god, like when did this issue come out? When did this happen? What's going on here? Like a whole fucking wall of Batman, the Batman that laughs, and the Dark Batman, and Batman that eats ass. I don't like. There's just fucking Batmans everywhere. So.
Yeah, well, comic books for a long time has been a dying thing, and really they can't afford to. I guess they're getting to the point where they know what works and they just fucking produce the hell out of it. So that's why you get like a million different Batman books, and then it used to be that way with the X-Men, but they kind of killed some of that off. But with Deadpool got like that. They were having like Deadpool on the cover of every single Marvel issue.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck does Deadpool got to do with Moon Knight?
I still read it though, because I want to see how Moon Knight gets irritated.
That would be an interesting team up, but still, it just it just seemed like a bit of a stretch to,
Like I said, you got Transformers. There's Transformers. There's 4 different kinds of Star Wars comics. There's probably more than that, and they just released another one, and You got your off-brand comics that look interesting, and I mean, there's just so much that I want, but like those prices though, I'm like hell no, maybe two, maybe three, but I was like hell no. And then the Power Rangers one, I thought they were still on the Shattered Grid. They done fucking passed that and moved on to something fucking where
Yeah,
else, and
that was the one they spent all the advertising money on, then didn't do anything with, I guess.
but
I thought they were
I
about to
say
make a
brought
live
them
action
back a little
show.
bit, huh?
I thought they were going to make a live action show about it.
I think they did. I know that GoFundMe for the White Ranger didn't go through. Didn't make it.
Yeah, that one they got up a little over 100 grand, right? They wanted
Just
5 grand though.
they need 500,000. Yeah, so
So I'm surprised that the guy who runs Saban, I'm probably why he didn't say, okay, you were able to get 100 grand. I'm going to go ahead and put up the 4 grand, but this is what I want, and do it that way, and that way you still get the show. Because it's interesting to me. Like JDF, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But Johnny Bosch, the guy who was the Black Ranger, like his face was all fucked up, and I was like, well, I want to know what happened to him.
yeah. So
what happened to the Black Ranger?
I don't know how much money JDF has. Who knows how much money he has. So
Yeah, no, John, no.
He does a lot of things. Like man, dude, that dude's Instagram feed is on point. He's always posted something on that sucker.
I would bet a big bulk of his money comes from either residual episodes, royalties, or Comic Con conventions.
Man, he's a king of Comic Cons. I mean, by Power Ranger Morphicons, he's the man.
I mean, because he can go in there.
Down.
I think that time we went, like when he was taking a break, he went to go to the bathroom. Like it was like a big old fat stack of cash. It was just like this huge. It was like a brick of money, and I mean, you think in that day he probably brought in $4,000 or $5,000, and that's one day just sitting there signing. All you gotta do is sign, listen to some bullshit stories,
answer some questions people don't understand how science or television magic works and shit like that. Oh, so what do you think about Daniel's? I know. Side note, real quick. What do you think about Daniel's puppets?
Very intriguing. So the puppet show. So far, we've got mine. We got well, Daniel's was first, then we got mine, and then you did yours recently. But Daniel has spread his out into a series,
man,
and he's involved his cat now into it. There's parts of Daniel's where I fucking it's hilarious. Like I can't stop laughing. There's some like today the one was where he looked at the tip thief and the guy's like laying in cash, and he asked the cat, he's like, "Is this the one?" And she's like, "Yes, that's him, that bastard." And then it cuts back to the other character, and he's like, "That cocksucker," and like that shit had me fucking rolling. Like I
asked Daniel like
say cocksucker. Like that was the last thing I thought I was gonna hear.
I asked Daniel, so Daniel, we're gonna find out why he's been hunting that for 10 years. Like, oh yeah, I'll get to that. And what's the detective's names? Oh, I'll get to that. Well, what's the other guy's name? Oh, I'll get to that.
So what you're saying is there's some plot holes in Daniel's story.
No. Daniel has it planned out. There's no plot hole. Daniel has it planned out a certain way.
Okay.
So
he's just gonna get the. Yeah, I mean,
nobody yet or anything.
His vids are quick hits. It's like a minute each time. So you gotta wait till it all comes out to tell the story. Your puppet show. The favorite part for me was the breakaways. Whenever it was like he was like, "Yeah, my sweater," and then it said 5 years later, and then he continues his sentence, and I was like, so he's just been holding that back for 5 fucking years, and then he just brings it up. So that was funny. And then you're like several years later, and he just finishes the next sentence, and those two parts had me laughing. I thought that was funny.
Well, the point is, he really is that way, Shane.
This is based on a true story. Is that?
You know what it's based off of. You know what it's based on. You know about a red object that someone threw away that he can't put the finger on, but he blames 2 people for it.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
He brought it up. That's why I mentioned it. He brought it up no more than a week ago. He still brought that up.
That's something I don't think if I remember it, it's just barely. I know there was some drama behind Michael staying, but I don't remember his jacket getting thrown out. I remember there was drama about him not having a job or something like that. Or
it's the same thing with Aaron and his stupid
that blanket. Well, I remember that one. That fucking death blanket.
It's the same thing. If Aaron's watching this, he's going, "No, that blanket was mine. It was not yours. You should have thrown it away. It was mine."
He went and got it. He went and dug it out of the dumpster, didn't he?
Michael didn't do that. Well, Michael should have done that. If he really wanted that some bitch, he should have gone and got it. So he didn't want that bad.
Yeah. No, I remember Aaron's thing because I remember how pissed he was. He's like, "That was mine," and I'm like, "Dude, it used to be white. Now it's gray, and there's the padding inside the lining was all gone. It was just a thin layer of fabric with a dinosaur stitch on it." And it's like, how long are you gonna carry that fucking blanket with you? I mean, you had that shit since you were 2.
Daniel said he was gonna be on tonight, but he probably fell asleep. I don't blame him. I mean, when I called Daniel, he was wicked tired. He said he had to go to the doctor. He was trying to see I don't think he has a condition. I think he's super tired. I think he's been working too hard, and I don't mean just work. I mean with the show and try to promote his little puppet thing. I think he's just tired. I think he's doing a lot. So
well, his promotion's been working off. One of those puppet videos got like 30 views or something on there. So
someone said they need to kill that motherfucker, and like God. So people are really serious about these tip things. But,
yeah.
So we went to that. I know we're trailing off again. I know we went to a nice restaurant in Waco called the Magnolia. Man, superb, Shane. I mean,
yeah,
everyone in there. I was underdressed. Apparently, where we were at was a mile or a mile and a half from the Baylor College.
Yeah.
So we walk in there, Baylor. Everyone's wearing Baylor. You know, so this is where the teachers go, the coaches go, the rich students go. So I'm in there like, oh shit. You know, like, man, this place is top notch in here. They just let me in here.
Yeah.
So not that I made a ruckus or nothing like that. Nothing to that point.
Yeah.
But
excuse me, sir, we don't serve tater tots.
No, they do. They have tater tots for breakfast. Shay, guess how much my breakfast meal cost?
How much?
$50
for one?
No, for both.
Oh, okay. That's not. Well, I mean that's high, but it's not like shit.
Yeah,
it is high. Well, it's high for breakfast, but it's not
right now, Shay. Someone's going bullshit. That's high. It should be like $14. You go to Denny's or some shit for 2.
That's what I'm saying. IHOP. God dang, man. Why put yourself through that? Why go to IHOP? You can go so many other better places.
So I mean, the waitress was super. I mean, super nice. Said yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, which is a big deal, by the way, for some people to understand. I mean, the food was fantastic. I ain't gonna lie, Shane. $50? I still only dropped a $5 tip. Is that fine? God dang
John.
it. God dang it.
You just gave Daniel like the fucking ammunition of the century. Like he's gonna listen to this shit and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I got your ass now." Like you know how I told you he had it all planned out. You just added season 2.
God dang it.
Of his puppet show. No, John, that's 10%. That's
good.
A bad fucking
that's
tip.
More than 8.
Huh?
That's more than 8.
Nobody tips 8% anymore, John.
I wish I had a receipt right now. If they didn't want 8%, why is it on the receipt?
Oh, so the receipt had a breakdown?
Yeah.
Still, man, $5 though. Come on, John. $5. What's she gonna do with $5? Go buy a fucking Big Mac, and she's gonna have to go across the street to McDonald's now?
I don't know.
The breakfast costs $50 there. What the hell is she supposed to do with $5?
I don't know. She might be doing well. You know, she looked fine. No, she looked fine. You know, she perfectly lovely lady. So.
No, for 50, you probably needed to put down. I'd say you could get away with about $7. You'd be good.
So you can run my ass over $2. Is that what you say? You can run my ass over $2. See, that's the problem.
Probably more like 8. Yeah.
So this is gonna be the problem when we all go out to eat. And the bill comes, everyone's just going to be looking. Oh, let's see what John does. See what John does. Hang on. See what John puts down.
Wait, what makes you think we don't already do that?
I know you already do that.
Well, I think at this point we got to the stage where we already know you're not going to tip, so we just accept it. Like we're just like.
When we go out to eat, y'all going to be with your cameras. Oh, look, watch him. He's just going to stand up. Watch him. He's going to say he gets no money or some shit, or, you know, he's going to put on his card. Watch him. He's not going to want to show us the receipt, how much you put on there. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. He'll have his fucking camera phone, his phone now. John, what'd you do? John, what'd you tip? John, what'd you tip, John?
Damn it, boy.
But like I said, then we went to the Waco Zoo. Not very nice zoo. The only thing there at the zoo, Shane, were the soccer moms. It was just the walkers. That's it. Just the morning walkers. That was it. Just the moms walking, talking about home style life mom stuff. So
To the zoo, rock.
yeah.
I was gonna say, if you have like a rule where all you ever tipped was $5 across the board, like that's all you ever tip. So it doesn't matter if the meal costs $2, the meal costs, $50, the meal costs $15. You always tip $5. I could probably give you some leeway on that.
Okay, so you're saying as long as I gave
But,
more here and less here,
I'm taking the socialist approach to your problem. Like we're gonna even it out some. So if you go to let's say you go to Denny's and you just order, or let's say you just got a weird craving and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a milkshake or something, $5 tip. Then that I would be okay with.
Okay, so Dale's gonna tell you, by the way, when Dale comes on next time, Dale's gonna tell you, Shane, don't help him. Don't try to help him out. No, don't give him those excuses. Because he's gonna start saying that now. It's
always $5. If you always tip $5, no matter what the price, that I could understand. I could say, okay, well, that's just his rule. So it can be a little cheap at times, but
we're all gonna go to what's that barbecue? What's that meat place in Dallas?
Oh, the Brazilian Steakhouse.
So we're all gonna go to Brazilian Steakhouse.
$5 at that place, you're a cheap fucking bastard.
This is gonna be you and Sarah, me and Celia, and Aaron and Jamie and Daniel and whoever he brings. They give us a bill. All right, there you go, $5, ma'am. That's for you. You spend that good.
Yep. The meal, it's $100 for two. You can't just give them $5.
You just said I could tip $5.
You got to have an established pattern of behavior. It can't just be all of a sudden you go to Texas State, Brazil.
Well, okay, sidetrack real quick again. What was that movie where the waiter ran out and asked? It's that gangster movie. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Like the waiter runs out and goes, "Sir, did I not serve you correctly tonight? You only gave me 10% or 5% tip." What was it? Was it Sopranos? What was it? It was a gangster movie, and they end up killing the guy and taking the money anyway.
Oh shit! I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Right now, people flip back going, "No, it's a gangster movie. It's a gangster show or movie."
There was something about a restaurant in Goodfellas, but I don't remember that one.
I can remember the waiter ran out and said, "Sir, did I not serve you correctly?" And I mean, and I would hate one day that a waiter or waitress would run out of the restaurant going, "Sir, did I do a bad job? Did I not do enough for you for only $5?" I want to say it was Joe Pesci.
Well, that would have been Goodfellas, but I don't. There was a time we were living at that house where Danny used to live at off of Valley View, and we ordered Domino's once, and we paid the tip like online. We didn't pay the cash. We did it online, and it's this old rough-looking guy. He's a little overweight. Looked like he's about 40, 50 years old, and clothes were kind of dirty. Rings the doorbell. We take the pizza. I grab him. I'm like, "Thank you." He stares at me for a little bit. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, "Tip's on the receipt, man. We already paid the tip." He turns around and he says, "Thanks for the tip." And as I shut the door, I was like, "I paid it online, you dumb fuck." So fuck that bastard. Last time I get Domino's.
So what do you think about people that they tip people at Sonic? Did you tip them at Sonic?
Fast food? No, I don't.
They just stand there but you're not here with the card. They just stand there. All right, you're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Yeah, actually, years ago, I'd heard on the radio show where some car hops are saying, "Yeah, no, you're supposed to tip," but then like a Sonic manager came on and said, "No, we don't tip in our stores. We don't accept them." Fast food, I think, gets a little bit of a break because it's so procedural based. It's so formulaic. Like with fast food, they pretty much have a script. They have a game plan. They're going to do what's the most cost-effective way to get the food out to you. But a restaurant that's not fast food, where it takes time to get the meal ready, that's an actual chef. He's actually doing work. And your tip you know, some of the places the chefs get a certain percentage of that tip.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying the chef, you're paying the waiter for the service. Um, I think it's just a different formula for.
Have you ever? I don't like that. We're not rolling in dough, but I don't know. We've been in a restaurant this fancy before, but have you ever had a meal where you go, "Ma'am, get the waiter out here right now. I want to tip him, or I want to praise him right now. You know, for this
I,
meal."
I I've given some compliments to the chef before, but it's rare. I usually don't mess with it. Like there was
Yeah.
one. There's this place downtown Fort Worth called the Riata, and it's this is kind of a dumbass thing for me to do because everybody fucking noticed it. It was the first big lunch I had with my staff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 12 people, like 12, 15. Now, I got way more people now, but this was, I had a bunch of new people, and we are like, let's all go to lunch together. We're going to do our staff thing, and we'll all be out, and we'll have a good time. So I sit down, and I'm looking at the lunch menu, and it's like burgers and, carne asada and burritos and enchiladas. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm trying to do all protein. So what, they got protein option? I look on the back, and there's this big old buffalo ribeye steak, and it's 50 something bucks. And I was like, man, I bet that's fucking good. So I ordered it. And like they all knew what the price was. Like everybody there, all my work, because they had all ordered like a burger and some shit. And here's Shane, the big wig, orders a fucking $60 steak. Let me tell you though, that fucking steak was good. That was some good shit. I don't know what they did. I don't know if it was that buffalo fat or whatever it was, but that's some fucking good meat.
I I know we went to a totally not the same, but we went to it was me and Sally and some friends before we had Jonathan. We went to a TGI Fridays in Dallas. It's not like the one here in Mesquite or anything like that, but and we know TGI Friday food. And this guy, I don't know who the chef. We tipped the chef because we're like, ma'am, y'all must have an actual gourmet chef back there cooking this food because that's the best damn burger and food that we ever had in a TGI Friday. Now, people say, "Oh, TGI Friday food is good." No, no, they had a fucking gourmet chef back there or something because that was the best damn burger I had in a TGI Fridays. So they had
Yeah.
someone who actually knew what they were doing back there.
I'm done with the chain restaurants. The only chain restaurant I'll go to um, will be like on the border. Occasionally I'll go there, maybe like Rudy's, but Chili's, Applebee's, TGI Fridays. I'm just done with those things, man. I'm just done with them.
I know you mean because she, like I said, the mother-in-law. I hope they don't watch this. The mother-in-law and my wife, they go to these restaurants because they have friends there. Like, oh, let's go. And Jane, I don't know, Jane, they spend hours at the restaurant eating. They spend hours there eating for lunch and
You
stuff
go
like
with
that.
them?
Huh?
You go with them?
No.
Oh,
Hopefully, and luckily, I'm at work. But like I would call like, hey, where you going? Oh, we're going to go meet my mom for lunch, and I'll get off work. Hey, what you doing? Oh, we're just not leaving. It's been 2 hours. You just now leaving? Like,
what are they
oh
talking?
yeah, we get to talking and everything. Like, oh my gosh, man.
What could you possibly talk about for three? We struggled to get an hour on this show. What could you fucking talk about?
I know. I make fun of them all the time. Like, what y'all gossiping about? We're not gossiping. We're talking about stuff. I'm like, what stuff? What stuff are you talking about for every day for 2 hours? What you are discussing every day? But so I'm like, geez, man. But like you said, Shane, I tell people, none of my business, I guess. They're having fun, mother and daughter stuff. They're having fun, no big deal, I guess. But
3 hours. Fuck, man.
hours. Oh, anyways,
What was the 30-minute topic? What was the 30
okay.
minutes?
The same thing you were saying. So you got friends, you got colleagues, and you got people you associate with,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Your friends and colleagues don't mix, right?
Not right now.
Because
No.
I was telling her like they were planning the baby shower. She goes, "What about people from work? You want to them from work?" I said, "No." Like, why? They're just people I associate with or colleagues. She goes, "What's the big deal? They're still your friends." I kind of make it clear, Shane, that we are not friends.
Work friend.
Yeah, like I tell like, honey, They haven't been to my house. I haven't been to their house. I haven't played with their kids. I haven't met their wives or their husbands. I haven't, I don't know what kind of car they drive. They are just colleagues that I work with. There's a difference there. I'm like, what about Shane? Shane says he works with some friends and some colleagues. I don't get in your business, but I'm pretty sure it's the same way. You don't want your friends mixing with your colleagues and like, oh, what's his face? Oh, he's just a guy from work I talk to.
Yeah, it's like George Costanza had an episode about this. He said that on Seinfeld, he was like, there's independent George. And he's like the George that has friends and goes to the diner and talks to you. And Elaine's like, yeah, I like that George. And he's like, well, then there's private George where he's got relationships and he's trying to meet women. And Elaine's like, I don't like that George. He's like, you're killing independent George. You're bringing the worlds together and colliding. Like, very dramatic. No, I have to take that back. I do have a couple of colleagues that have hung out with me. Like when we did the Royal Rumble one year, I had a couple coworkers come over. I've had a couple watch parties where coworkers come over and hang out and mix with my friends. Like for Roger's thing, that was going to be a mix of colleagues and family and friends. That was going to be all three: friends, family, and colleagues. So it really depends on the situation and who it is. But I don't have right now. I don't have the colleague that I can talk to about superhero stuff. Really, I got one person, and she's kind of into it, like a little bit, but she's not full blown into it. So I don't really have, like when my buddy Brandon used to work there. I'm not shitting, man. There'd be times where he'd sit in my fucking office for like 2.5 hours talking about shit. And I'd be like, hey, bro, I love talking about this stuff. I'm glad you're here. But I do kind of got a job I need to do. I kind of need to. So I'd just be sitting there working. He'd just be sitting in there chilling. But
the people at my job, Shane, don't know nothing about JP. They don't know nothing about him. They know John comes to work. John gets his job done. John is polite to people. He's polite to other associates. And he goes home. And that's it. They don't know John's nerd. He looks up supernatural things. He does a podcast. He does stupid things that he thinks are funny. They don't know about that, John.
Radioactive Man there in the corner. That shit's cool. Radioactive Man.
Oh yeah, I got him at a garage sale. I don't know why they got rid of him. He's a pretty cool guy. I like him.
Yes. Anyways, what were we saying? Oh, they don't know about private JP.
No. Because it's one of those things. You're like, I don't want no one to know this stuff because I'm like, no, because y'all gonna blow it out of proportion. Y'all gonna tell your friends. I'm gonna tell everyone at work and the bosses and stuff. And I don't want them fucking knowing what I do because I like doing stuff private.
Yeah, my buddy Jeff, sometimes he listens to the show. He was telling me that, I remember one time we were working at Best Buy and we were talking action figures. And one of the managers walked by and I wasn't working there anymore. And she was like, what are you guys talking about? And I was like, oh, nothing. And Jeff looked at me. He's like, no, we're talking about action figures. And I'm like, yes, that is what we were discussing. And he was like, why are you being weird about it, man? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being weird about it. And he's like, you shouldn't care. And that was that point. I was like, yeah, he's right. I shouldn't fucking care. So now I don't. I tell people, I was like, yeah, I collect, and I let them know. But see, my collection's gotten to the point, and I mean, yours obviously is that way too. But it's more than just somebody who does some little odds and ends. This is like fucking insanity. This is nobody has like it's my buddy Graham, who I haven't talked to since he got married, and I didn't even talk to him that day really. But my buddy Graham, he came to my house one day and he was like, man, I'm glad this exists in Texas. I'm glad somebody has this. I didn't think anybody out here had anything like this. So at that point, it's more than just, like the nerdy kid in the mom's basement. This is more than that. It's kind of like a mini museum. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I don't really care. Now my colleagues, coworkers, friends, my boss, they all know I collect this. Like now my bosses know I'm into fucking pro wrestling because I fucking wear those Bret Hart shades everywhere I go downtown. And my bud, the one I was telling you about earlier, she was like, you're kind of freaking me out with those shades. And I'm like, well, I'm wearing them because they're fucking awesome. So
what about people use, like, I was trying to understand the difference. People are like, what are friends, colleagues, and people you associate with? People I associate with are people who I contact and stay with the stupid stuff I do on the side, the supernatural stuff. That's my people I associate with. I don't know them. I don't hang out with them. we will occasionally chat about things they find and I find. And this shit you don't know about. Shit. This other JP stuff I do because I don't want to weird you out more than the fucking things I do or my wife, the things I do on the side where I talk to.
I think we know.
Yeah, and like I said, my brother-in-law, like, if he knew I was trying to contact people, trying to find a fucking vampire hunter, and
yeah, you were going real hard in the paint on that vampire hunter shit.
And yeah, I'm
the problem is you never went international. You got to go You got to go old school. You got to go to Romania.
Well, yeah, so I'm trying to contact people, and I'm talking to people, and like I said, it's just like this is fucking weird. I'm talking to people about this stuff, and they're all into it, so that's fucking weird too, you know. And other fucking things I try to do, and yeah, so I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law.
I pissed the UFO guys off a couple weeks ago. I mean, it was fucking. They ripped me a new one.
Really?
I put on their group. I said,
"Yeah, watch out."
There's no actual evidence of any UFO activity.
Man. Why? You did that on purpose. Especially when the CNN reported that the was it NASA or the Air Force?
Well, I told them was all we have are stories, what somebody said they saw, a report, which is what somebody writing down what they said they saw, or a crappy photograph, and that's all we got.
Oh, I'm pretty sure like there's photo evidence.
Look at this photo. Can you explain this moving light? And I was like, it looks like a fucking firefly sped up 1,000 times. I don't know what the fuck it is. What do you want from me? What I was trying to say was, when they land on the White House, I'll know it's real. I'll be like, oh fuck. But until that happens, don't give me this shit. I don't want to know about it.
They want to tell you, what they always say? Keep your closed-minded.
What's the saying? I was a sheep. That I was. I wasn't. I was. That's what they want you to believe. You're one of their pawns. You know. You're sell out. Like, you know. It's like, come on, man.
That's the shit I see all the time, Shannon. They are ruthless.
A lot of them were saying, well, you wouldn't know unless you had the experience yourself. And it's like, that's true. I can't. And I have had one weird paranormal experience where I woke up one morning when we were living at Valley View, and Sarah said, did you see those lights and that sound last night? And I'm like, no, I didn't see shit. And she was like, oh, I heard this loud noise, and there was these flashing lights outside. So I was thinking, okay, the street cleaner fucking came by, and that's what she saw. Well, as I was driving to work, like all these stories were coming on the news about people seeing something in the sky. And Sarah, there's no way she'd known about it. She was asleep. She'd slept the whole time. So it's not like she got up and was listening in and all these news reports. She didn't know. And is that a tattoo on your arm?
Oh, it's my armband I'm playing with. It's an armband. It's a little, just.
What's that do?
Not a damn thing, Shane.
Oh.
Not a damn thing. I don't know why I'm wearing it. I just saw it. Like, hey, let me put this on.
To me, a colleague would be like Aaron's friends, like my brother's friends, like Matt Reed. Okay. That's a colleague. Now Matt's brother, even though I ain't seen the guy in 10 years, he would be my friend because that's somebody I grew up with. Mm-hmm. So what's the event? What are y'all doing?
What thing?
The colleague thing. What event is it? What are y'all doing? Inviting colleagues to what?
We're talking about the baby shower. I mean, the baby shower.
Oh, okay. So she's wanting you to get some coworkers to go to the baby shower.
Yeah.
And you don't like any of them?
No. If they're watching this, I'm sorry, but you don't have
to tell me. I worked at Walmart for a long time, and there was probably, Josh, me and him ended up. I guess I did end up being friends with a lot of people I worked with at Walmart, so the story doesn't really work well for me.
It's like.
That I used to be friends. I'm not really friends with them anymore. Now they have become colleagues, like Ray and Carlos, Oscar, all those guys that I was real tight with when I was working at Walmart. I would say I'm just colleagues with them now. I know them and like we talk, but not like it used to be.
I don't know. Just like I said, I don't want to bite no one because I want to have fun. I don't want no one to say, "Oh, this is not how JP actually at work." Like, no, because I'm there. I want to get the job done, do it right, do it 100%. And go home and do things I'm actually interested in.
How do you act at work?
What?
How do you act at work?
Just get it done. She's like, Daniel, get it done. Get in, get it done. What do you want? I got it. Get my job done. Take care of the people. Get out.
For our the gender reveal we were going to do, I had invited a couple of people from work, but they're peers though. I didn't invite any of my No, I did invite one of my employees, so fuck it. I guess I don't give a fuck.
To me, it's different. Like I don't know anyone would be offended there. I don't think they would care either. But and like it's just for me, it's different. What I do there, I do different when I'm out because I don't want them going back. You know, JP is trying to go to parks to look for a fucking ghost and shit. Or you know, JP fucking
Wait,
looks
when did
for.
you go to a park looking for a ghost?
God damn, see, saying shit like that, I don't tell people because people think I'm fucking weird. You know, doing this shit like that. People are like, oh, you know, JP looks up for shadow people. You know what a fucking shadow person is, right?
Oh, is it somebody that lives in a shadow
No,
realm?
okay. I'm sorry, Shane. Do I have to look fucking crazy? But this stuff I look up and and people's like, "Oh, you crazy?" Like, no, I'm not crazy. It's just stuff that I look up and I just have fun with. I'm not a crazy person, but it's people who believe that. Okay, how do I say it? I know people are like, "Oh, you're not saying it right," but you ever had that feeling, Shane, when you see something at the corner of your eye and you don't know what the fuck it was? You turn real quick and you think you saw something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
A lot of people would say that's a shadow person, but they're so quick. The only way you can catch them is with a camera or in a video. There's been several videos, like let's say you and me watching a video right now. I would say, Shane, what was that? Was just behind you in the corner? I just saw something move. Or I saw something poke out. They would say that was a shadow person.
Well, what do they eat?
I don't know what the fuck they do, Shane. I don't know. I don't know, Shane. I don't
Where do
know.
they live?
I haven't looked that part up yet.
I just got a lot of questions. All I did was give me more questions. You didn't give me.
And that's why I don't tell people this stuff because I don't know a lot of stuff. You know me, I jump from topic to topic to topic to topic. So I might be on this for like a day, then jump on aliens, then jump on the something else. I don't stay on one topic.
All I know with the paranormal, I know that me and Sarah watched Ghost Hunters for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time did they show a fucking ghost. They had a shadow that looked really good once. Like there was a shadow. I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. There was something, but it could have been a bat. It could have been anything up there.
Mm-hmm.
And their cameras were shitty. It was 10 years ago. The cameras 10 years ago sucked, especially at night. And then as the cameras got better, the activity got less and less until finally now it's just pathetic. Like the show.
Is the show even running anymore?
Yeah, it's not the chubby guy, Jason, he's off of it, but now it's Grant. It's the skinny guy that runs it.
Oh wow. So
yeah, it's all his friends.
What do they do now? Just
same thing. They just sit there and sit in the house with the lights off and saying, "Can you hear me? Can you make this pin move? Can you turn this flashlight on? Can you tell us why you're here?"
I want to make it clear, Shane, I'm not crazy. I'm not just sitting in a park with like a fucking radio going, listening for fucking sounds and shit. I'm not really doing this stuff, you know.
So Ghost Hunters, 10 years, nothing. Not a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then Joe Rogan had a show on Sci-Fi, and it lasted a year. Mm-hmm. And his whole purpose behind the show was to find aliens.
Okay.
He's like, we're going to do it all. And he did. Yeah. I mean, he went fucking everywhere. He talked to everybody. He talked to all the experts. He looked at all the reports. And at the end of the day, there was not one single shred of proof. And this is somebody who put money into it, like did a professional search and couldn't find shit.
With piggybacking on that, did a lot of his adventures, didn't some of the guys always go, didn't a lot of people go, we believe this happened here. Like, okay, fuck, I got tired of hearing that shit. Like, we believe this happened here or this happened there. Yeah. Well, there's nothing fucking there to look at. Why the fuck you drag my ass out of the way out here for nothing? Yep. We
Joe was like that. Yeah, Joe
got, like, you know, that's what fucking irritated me about it.
Yeah, Joe got to that point. That's where he was at, and he was like, man, these are people just trying to sell you something. And now he used to be a big conspiracy theorist person like Alex Jones, and now he's off of that. He knows all the theories and he's aware of it, but there's no fucking proof. At some point, you got to get to the point say there's nothing. And now I'll give Joe credit. Now he's challenging people on this simulation theory that a lot of the scientists are saying that we're in a computer program right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a couple
of that thing. Oh, I didn't want to touch that. I didn't want to get into that.
He's had a couple of guys on his show talk about it, like scientists. These are smart people, like they're quantum physics people. And Joe's just like, yeah, but you can't prove it. You can't show that this is some kind of design. You can't. There's no proof. And they're like, well, but we know matter behaves differently when it's observed. So that's the same way as when you're rendering it. It's like, all right. Well.
I'm gonna take it off real quick. You ever heard of a reptilian?
Those supposedly are like a ancient race of beings or something, or
A supernatural, interdimensional beings that
yeah,
range from 6 foot to 7 feet tall. That can shapeshift and they feed off your emotions.
yeah.
And
Supposedly these are members of Congress and
yeah,
high society.
and there's a large following, by the way, Shane. I don't know if these people just trolling them, but they have a large following. I was looking this up, that's why I know about it a little bit. And they have a large following, and they believe, oh, we're just trying to make you aware and this and that. Like, so y'all caught one. We got him on camera. That looks like some digital shit. You got anything else? Well, we believe they're in the government. Okay, prove it.
I saw one.
Show me something that you're telling me something. Like, oh, we won't make you aware. Okay, I know. What the fuck you doing about it?
I saw one that was like Mitch McConnell, and like he's got like the old man's throat, and he looked like he was swallowing some water or something. And they were like, "Look, it's the same way a reptile breathes." It's like, come on, man, it's just an old fucking guy.
So you got tons of conspiracy about everything. I try to look at everything, like I said, but no one, like I said, Shane, no one has a shred of proof. Sometimes,
if Hollywood has taught me anything, if Hollywood movies have taught me anything, it's that if there was something crazy like that, it would have fucking leaked out by now. Somebody would have blown the whistle. Somebody would sneak a phone or sneak something in there. And
that's why we have time. Okay, I can't remember the guy's name. I wish I remembered it now. This crazy motherfucker, Shane, he said, no, this stuff has leaked out. What happens was the time cops go back in time and change it so it never happens. That was his fucking theory. So he believes that. So he doesn't know it, but he knows it. That's what the governments do. So things have leaked out before, but they go back and change it.
that was kind of the plot line behind Glass. That was did you watch Glass?
No.
Supposedly what it was is that superheroes have been around for a long time, but there's always been this secret society to cover it up and to kill them if they need to, if they start getting active. And anyways, the movie's kind of disappointing. It wasn't as good as Split or Unbreakable was.
Man, I love Split and Unbreakable. I love those two.
And this one, like, it seems like it's going to be good, but the ending there's no payoff. But yeah, no, I mean, somebody would have broken, and I don't care about the time. One of the time cops would have fucked it up. One of them would have broke it. Somebody somewhere would have fucked up. There's never been. Okay, I take that back. Well, no, there have been. There's been fuck ups like the nuclear weapon program, nukes. We know that there's enough nukes to kill all humans on the planet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There have been times where somebody's flying a fucking plane and a nuke falls off and lands out in the field somewhere. That's a fuck up. And we find out about it later in some kind of report or something. Like, they don't tell anybody. Like, oh shit, there's a fucking nuclear warhead in the farm. Somebody go get this shit. So the government fucks up. Even the nuclear program, which is supposed to be, that's end game. That's it. And they still fuck it up. So
they just shouldn't be.
Tell me.
They should not supposed to just fall out of the sky. Just fall out of the sky. But like I said, Shane, if we don't get a lot of conspiracy nuts, I'm sorry I called you nuts. If we don't get a lot of conspiracy theorists getting us hate mail, like this, here's proof. Here's a whole file on this. Here's a whole file on that.
They're not going to convince me. Like I said, the only way I would be convinced is if it's live, it's CNN or NPR or PBS, and there's a fucking craft. And airplanes are trying to communicate with it. And everybody can see the shit. Then I'll be like, all right, they're here. They're finally fucking here.
That's when you're right. That's when you're right. Them sorry. I will write y'all. Sorry, that was wrong.
Yeah. I'll be like that. I'll be like that crazy old crop duster guy on Independence Day. Yeah. I told you they were back. I told you.
That whole everything's an illusion thing. I didn't want to touch that. That was too much for me to comprehend. I didn't want, too much for me. I didn't want to deal with it.
Oh, that we're in a simulation. Well, this one scientist was on, and he's telling Joe, he was like, well, look, there's a couple of options. One, it's not possible. Okay, and that's kind of bleak. That seems to be kind of low to me.
Okay.
Two, it's possible, but we never get to the point where we can do it because just resources, or we lose interest for some reason. And he said 3, it's that we're part of it. We're in there. And Joe's like, no, you just made those up. It doesn't have to be like that. And Joe was like, it could be we just haven't made it yet. And because he was saying if you ever get the ability to build a simulation that recreates life,
Mm-hmm.
then there is a high probability that you actually are in a simulation yourself, because it's more likely that and Joe was just like, dude, you're making this shit up. And this is a very smart man. I mean, this is somebody who's real big into AI and computer engineering.
So
And
does Shane side with the scientist, or does Shane stick to his theory that you don't have a degree in astrophysics or quantum physics? Why are you questioning him? Which one does Shane say?
well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem with anything quantum is it's a lot of fucking theories. It's a lot of fucking ideas. And when I took a logic course, like it used to bother the fuck out of me because I was like, you're just saying this shit. Like you're just saying it's true. It doesn't actually mean that it's true. You're just saying it is. Just because you say something's true doesn't mean it's true. Show me the proof. Put down the numbers that tell me. And my professor would be like, he told us one day, he's like, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing here. So he said that there was a logic game we had to play, and he said, you could say an animal, it's real because it exists, and we could see it. So that's how we know it's real. So that's how you know what real is.
Okay.
And I was like, so he was like a unicorn. Okay, that's an animal, but it's not real because it's never existed. And I was like, well, what about fucking dinosaurs? We know they're real. We can't fucking see them. And he blew off the question. He was like, "Oh, you're a fucking dumbass," like.
So he just totally evaded the question.
No, it's logic.
You backed him to a quarter that quickly.
Well, here's the thing. I ended up dropping that class, so I can't say I'm a fucking logic wizard. The fucking class was hard, but that part just it's mind fucked me so much because I was like, "You're just making this shit up, man." Like, if we're gonna play this game, then answer the question. And
does it bother you that when they say this is what a T-Rex sound like or a Velociraptor sound like, you go like, how do you know? How do you know? They also say we predict or we think they sounded like this. Not
what they do is they take their skulls and they like mold it and they blow into it and they go boom boom, and it's like, okay, but you don't know how hard they were fucking blowing. You don't know how their lungs worked.
So
the stuff we don't know. All we know about dinosaurs are they had bones. That's it.
And there's some people who still believe dinosaurs never existed. There's some people out there who believe that people just go out there with a little axe and a little chisel and mold bones. That's another conspiracy theorist people who do that. They said these stuff don't exist.
How the fuck are people doing that and burying it under fucking skyscrapers and shit?
This one crazy lady, she said like, well, Shane, if I paid you $20 million and I said, mold me a dinosaur, you're actually going to be out there carving out little bones.
But then you accidentally come across a little capsule and you unleash Lord Zed upon the world.
Yeah,
Now we got to summon the Power Rangers. Well, we've hit an hour, boy.
All right. How did I hurt your head with all this conspiracy talk?
No, man. I love this shit. We can, it's probably good that we get more into that. We probably need to get more towards the thing. We probably do need to start actually getting serious about vampire hunting or ghost hunting or something.
It's leading nowhere. The people I talk to, Shane, they're super nice, by the way. They don't think I'm crazy. They're super nice. Oh, no, people ask me this all the time. Well, they all ask because I'm from here, there. I won't mention where, but they ask me, oh, that's this stuff all the time. Like, okay, well, can I ask you a few questions? Okay, sure. And I talked to them for a little bit. They're like, well, no big deal. They should talk. And the one guy I talked to from Louisiana, he sounded just like plumb crazy. And another guy I talked to from where the fuck was he at? I forgot where he was at. I think it was like San Francisco or something like that. He said, no, you're just, these are stories made up from other stories and they just build up to something. There was never what he said. Okay, real quick, what he said it's like someone took it's like we take a snowball. Someone took a snowball They roll in something bigger, then they add it onto it, add it onto it, add it onto it, and here you go. You got a fucking snowman. So that's what he said. They're like, okay, well, I'll get your point. Thank you for talking to me. So
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Maybe
anyways,
I'll try to look for a real vampire hunter and see what they say.
oh man, you get more luck than I did. Just like it just didn't go nowhere. Like I thought it'd be more interesting, and I learned new stuff, but it's just same old shit. They all have the same story, so no big deal. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining the Big Beef Show. I am JP. Find me every day, mostly every day on JP's What. This is Mr. Shane Morales. Find us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Shane will catch you on what? Tuesday sometime. You get your people.
Sometimes on there, yeah.
Those are Tuesdays. And please join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's a BIGBEF and an N. You gotta put an N in there. And remember, if you join us on Facebook, please let us know. And Shane will write you a custom thank you note, thanking you for joining us on Big Beef. And so I don't know where our two other people are at right now. And by the way, I told Dale, forget about Aaron's puppy. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. Just go with what we have right now. He's not gonna make the
we're gonna rule. Well, I mean, if we rule off of right now, I mean, Daniel wins. I mean, it's fucking Daniel.
Yeah, he's a fucking
Daniel fucking wins the contest.
Oh, real quick, you said they brought Crank Yankers back. Crank Yankers.
So Daniel's trying to audition. Is this his audition reel? Is he gonna send to MTV?
But then like that proves Michael right, Shane. That puppets are coming back. Look, Crank Yankers are back. Thanks, John. You stole $1 million idea. Like, I was like, run us. I was like, fuck.
Daniel should turn his audition to like Jim Henson or something, and they hit him up and they're like, "Hey man, if you're really into this, we could use some new ideas down here. Come out."
Yeah, but oh well. Anyway, Shane, you have a good night, sir. I will see you on Wednesday.
All right, I may take you down, but I'll never let you down.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you later.
Bye.